Hello my pretty and mystic ladies. Today I'm gonna review a company that sells colored contact lenses from Instagram. It's called Mystic Eyes. I got 3 pairs. One is Pro Caramel, one is Pro Crystal, and this one that I'm gonna review now, it's called Ocean Blue. We're gonna open the package and put them on. Wow, this is how they look like, guys. This is so amazing. We're gonna put them on and then I'm going to do a makeup tutorial to see how they look like. Also, if you want to purchase any of them, you can use my code Anika Beauty, the same as my name on YouTube, capital letters on the checkout, and you get 15% off. Just have a look on Instagram. The company is called Mystic Eyes. I'm gonna try to put the website here to just have a look. This is how they look like. Amazing. Let's put them on now. Now, of course, you need to wash your hands before you put them. I usually put them on before I do my makeup. Wow. Looks so amazing, and the difference is so huge, you guys. You have to check this company. I am speechless. Next time doing my eyebrows, I use soap for my eyebrows to make them look fluffy like that. It's not recommended to use soap when you have the contact lenses on, because you never know when you have soap on your hands and then a little bit goes on into your eyes and then it's getting very itchy and uncomfortable. And then here we go. I've got my Huda Beauty Obsessions palette and I'm gonna start to use a transition shade, the lightest one. I'm gonna mix 2 of them actually and just add that into my crease, blend that really well. I also used a concealer which I haven't filmed before. You know, if you don't know how to do your eyebrows, you can just have a look on my YouTube. I think I got a tutorial with eyebrows, so you can check that out. Blending the other eye as well, adding some color in. I'm just slightly going higher, just a little bit higher. I'm not going low, and make that a bit winged. Then I'm adding from the same palette the darker shade. I think it's a brown. It's the copper one. Yeah, it's the copper. And then I'll add the dark chocolate one. I'm just gonna blend that slightly just underneath that first transition color. I don't want to go too high with this. I'm just gonna create the transition between those 2 colors. Blend that really well as I go. I also use a blending brush from Morphe. I got it from Amazon, but you can have a look on Cult Beauty or Beauty Bay. You can buy them individually or you can buy them as a set. I have these brushes for a long time now and they're still in a very good condition. I take extra care of them. There we go. That's the chocolate shade. I'm gonna just add that under the copper color. This blending brush was not really good, so I'm just gonna use another one. That's from Kiko. I used to work for this company until the lockdown came, the first lockdown, and sadly my journey ended there as they finished up my contract when COVID-19 came into UK. Anyways, it was a lovely journey and I met amazing people in there. Now, unfortunately, Central London is a very busy place to work in, and to be fair, I would never go back in there. There we go. I'm gonna blend that chocolate shade. You see how nice winged transition I've created, just under those colors, you're gonna blend that. And then I'm taking a flat brush and my concealer. I got my concealer from The Ordinary. I can't remember the shade. It's 1.2N. It's light natural. And as you can see, I kind of try to create a winged cut crease underneath with the concealer. And then I'm adding a pink shade on my eyelid. It's from Juvia's palette, the Masquerade, and the color is Bon. The flat brush that I'm using is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It has the blending brush and the flat brush as well. And then I'm using a shade, there we go. We got Terry and Becca Cosmetics foundations. I got a little bit of tan on because I went to the beach, so I will just go slightly darker than usual just to make sure it matches my neck and my arms and everything. I mixed these two. Terry, it's a creamy beige shade, and from Becca the shade was, I can't really remember what shade it was. Anyway, it was a caramel shade. I usually mix them. And I'm using my beauty blender just to blend that all over. I use the concealer way lighter than the foundation, and that's just because I want the eyeshadows to pop out even more. I always do this, so it depends what kind of look do you want to achieve and the intensity of it. There we go, just blend that all over. In the meantime, I was doing my winged eyeliner as well, and I used the gel from Kiko Milano. It's a black gel liner. If you want to see how I did it, you can have a look on my other videos, and you can see that it's very easy. The way that I do my winged liner, it's so easy, and I teach also so many girls to do it. I know it's hard in the beginning, it's not easy, but with practice you can do it. I'm just going a bit lower on my neck line and just blend that foundation in. My forehead. I like to spend a lot of time when I do my foundation because the skin looks really good if you do this. The more time you're gonna spend when you do your foundation, and it's also for the brides. If you do a bridal makeup and you spend a lot of time blending that foundation, the skin is gonna look gorgeous, believe me. Next, I'm adding the concealer. I'm just gonna create that lifting effect, so I'm just gonna add a little bit above the zygomatic bone and just a little bit under the eye in the inner corner. A bit on my forehead, on my chin, tip of my nose and bridge of my nose, and there we go. We're gonna blend that in a minute. The flat brush that I'm using is from Beauty Bay, and it was just £4. I don't know the company, but you can have a look on there and you can find individual brushes if you're looking for a flat brush. There we go, and I blend that concealer really well. As you see, I go a little bit on top of the foundation downwards as well. There we go, we have such a lovely coverage. Buff that really well all over. I've used a smaller blending sponge, the beauty blender. I like to use a small one for under my eyes and a big one for the face. Now, I'm not really a fan of using foundation brushes. I think that they look like, if you do your foundation with blending brushes, it looks a bit cakey, and I prefer beauty blenders, to be honest, all the time, even if I do makeup on somebody else. There we go, all nicely blended. You guys, the contact lenses look amazing with makeup on. And next I'm going to do a contouring. We're gonna do a vintage rose garden look today. I'm just gonna do some roses, a body paint on my chest. I got my palette from Pixie and angled brush from Kiko Milano. The palette from Pixie is called Honey Nectar. You have a lovely highlighter in there and a blush and also a contour powder. I'm a fan of powder contour rather than creamy. Creamy blends really, like, it takes some time to blend it. So I'm just gonna do my contour first. I'm not gonna exaggerate on that. It's just gonna enhance my cheeks a little bit, and just gonna use the brush from Kiko Milano. A little bit on my forehead as well. My nose as well, you can contour that as well. Using a blending brush from Kiko. That's a blending brush for eyeshadow, but I like to use it for my nose. The line of my lips as well, if you want to create to have them a little bit bigger as appearance, you can do that as well. Contour them on the line. Lovely. And then what I'm going to do is adding some blush from the same palette, Honey Nectar from Pixie. You can find them, they have a store on Oxford Street, but Tiki Maxx sells them as well. I mean, you can find them pretty much everywhere. Got all blushed, there we go. Lovely. And next I'm gonna use some translucent powder. I'm just gonna leave that to set my creamy foundation and concealer. Now my skin, it's a little bit dry, and you won't supposed to do that if you have really dry skin. It's just gonna take a large fluffy brush and just buff the powder all over your face. But I just wanted to create a really enhanced cheekbones look and just bake my face a little bit. I was talking to my daughter. I just forgot to cut this part off. This is hilarious, you guys. And next I'm using a white pencil liner. It's from MUA. I got it from Superdrugs. It's actually really pigmented and creamy. I want to make my eyes look a little bit bigger, dolly eyes look. And then I'm just going to take a clean brush and take that excess of powder off. Sometimes it tends to stay there and you can see it in the photos, but you just got to make sure you blend that really well, and eventually you spray it use a setting spray and then just add a little bit more bronzer if you see it's a little bit too whitish. Next, I use the mascara from Pixie. I'm just gonna use it on my bottom lashes. It's very funny though how my bottom lashes, they're bigger than the upper lashes and the top lashes. I haven't seen this to a lot of people. It's weird, to be honest. So I use 2 layers of mascara on the bottom lashes. And then just a little bit on the top lashes. I line my lips with the red lip liner. This one was from Barry M. You can use any one. Slightly line my lips. Now, I know it's a controversy and many people don't like it to overline them, but I do this all the time. And next I'm using a Berry Beauty color matte lipstick from Pixie Beauty. You guys, these lipsticks are so amazing. They last for so long and they're not very dry. Usually companies that sell matte lipsticks, many of them tend to be really dry and they're not very comfortable to wear after a few hours, but these ones, they're amazing. It looks like a lip lacquer when you put it on, but then it will dry eventually later. There you go, that's the finished look. I just wanted to add a little bit of black on the crease line because I thought it will look more intense. And then there you go, I just draw my roses. I use the red body paint with a flat brush. Now it depends how do you want to color them. Usually if you want to do a realistic rose, it will take you some time. You will need to blend and use shading colors. As you can see, I used even a black, there we go, to shade those roses. If you want, I will try to film one day tutorial how I do this from the beginning to the end. It's not difficult, and drawing roses and flowers, it's something that I really love to do. It just calms me down when I feel stressed, when I'm nervous. I love painting flowers. And not just flowers, pretty much everything. I love how this look came out. Please subscribe to my channel, guys. It will mean the world to me.